The good things of this world are nothing compared to the love and joy of God's presence in heaven. The happiness of heaven is a beautiful story written by Father J. Budreau. The story speaks about a kind-hearted king. Once, when he was hunting in the forest, he discovers a blind, poor, orphan boy living in the forest. Being a compassionate father, the king takes the blind orphan to his palace. Then he adopts him as his own son. The king provides for his son everything that money could buy. He gives him the finest education and training. The son in turn loved his father dearly and was grateful for everything he received. When the blind boy was 20 years old, the king arranged for a surgeon to perform a very special surgery on his eyes. The surgery was successful and the blind boy was able to see for the first time in his life. The blind boy, when he became the royal prince earlier, used to appreciate the fine food, the fragrant gardens, and the lovely music he enjoyed in the palace. But after he received his sight, he did not care to look at the wealth or the wonders of the palace. But instead, he only wanted to gaze upon the face of his father. He only wanted to enjoy the loving and compassionate presence of his father, who saved him, adopted him, and loved him. This is what happens to us when we meet God face to face in heaven. The material pleasures and beautiful things of this world become nothing compared to the bliss of heaven, and we open our eyes to things eternal. This is exactly what Jesus said in his reply to the Sadducees. In the Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 20, verses 34 to 36, Jesus said, "The people of this age marry and are given in marriage. But those who are considered worthy of taking part in the age to come and in the resurrection from the dead will neither marry nor be given in marriage. And they can no longer die, for they are like the angels. They are God's children, since they are children of the resurrection." This was indeed a reply to a doctrinal trap set for him by the Sadducees to explain the doctrine of the resurrection of the dead. The Sadducees were materialist skeptics who focused only on life now. According to Jesus, we cannot speak of marriage in heaven in the earthly sense. Marriage is for now and can be a great blessing, but what it has to do is with earthly realities. It doesn't extend exactly the same way into the fullness of the kingdom of God. When Jesus says He is not the God of the dead but of the living, what He means is that there is a bodily resurrection from the dead. We see that Jesus is proven right in declaring the resurrection to be true when He was raised with a glorious new body that bore the scars He suffered for all of us. The second book of Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1 onwards, describes a Jewish family. It consisted of a mother and her 7 sons. They refused their conqueror's command to eat pork because they considered it forbidden and unclean by Jewish law. Because of their obedient faith in God, they endure sufferings and they accept martyrdom. During their torture, 3 of the brothers speak, and each of them finds strength in their belief that he will eventually be raised and rewarded by God. The second book of Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 14, we read, "It is my choice to die at the hands of men, with the hope God gives of being raised up by Him." St. Paul encourages the Thessalonians who were waiting for the parousia, for the second coming of Christ, to trust in the fidelity of God, who will strengthen their hearts in every good work and word. Second letter to the Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3, we read, "But the Lord is faithful. He will strengthen you and guard you from the evil one." The Lord invites us today to live our life with our gaze fixed on heaven, because the joys of heaven are greater than the pleasures of this world. With the psalmist, let us proclaim our faith. Lord, when your glory appears, my joy will be full.